2025 is halfway over. What are my favorite films of the year so far? Up next, at Mark at the Movies. On the eve of going to see one of my most anticipated films, I get to see an advanced screening of James Gunn's Superman. Tomorrow night, check in at this channel for my review on that film that we are so excited about. I thought it would be a really, really good opportunity to be able to give you my top films of 2025. And I say this with a caveat. I don't think that this has been a great year so far for film. As a matter of fact, there's been some good films, maybe two films this year so far I'm anticipating will make my top 10 of the year, but the reality is there has been no great films and only a handful of good films. So that being said, I couldn't, after reviewing all the films that I saw this year so far, I couldn't put a top 10 list together. So I'm going to give you my top 5 films of the year with a couple honorable mentions. Actually, yeah, I'll give you 2 honorable mentions so far. So here are my top 5 movies with the 2 honorable mentions first. Honorable mention number 1, and these are all in order of how I enjoyed the films so far. So honorable mention number 1, Companion. Companion came out in the winter, late January, early February, and it is a science fiction, murder mystery type of a film. They gave away the biggest spoiler of the entire film in the trailers, which is a super disappointment. But it was filmed so well, it was enjoyable for the time that it came out, and until the very end where Companion kind of just goes into a straight horror, track 'em down, kill 'em type of movie, it was really enjoyable. I really loved the relationships and how that kind of worked out. Companion, it's on streaming now. Check it out. Pretty good film. My second honorable mention, I wish this would have been higher, but it's not. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I was so excited about this movie, and after really thinking about it, this movie is not nearly as exciting as Dead Reckoning was, and honestly, a little convoluted, a little long, very exciting, still a solid piece, but it's just going to get an honorable mention here for the top 5 of 2025. Okay, here we go. My top 5 films of 2025. Number 5, Final Destination: Bloodlines. I know. Who would have thunk it? Final Destination: Bloodlines. Who would have thunk it? Final Destination: Bloodlines. A series of movies in the late 2000s, early 2000s that I thought were I really enjoyed this one. It was exciting. It was different to the franchise. The opening 10 minutes is probably the best of the entire series, except for the very first 10 minutes of the very first film. The kills were interesting. It had an interesting enough premise. A solid movie. My number 5 film of the year so far. Final Destination: Bloodlines. Number 4, kind of an interesting one. I got to see a screen unseen a few months ago of Jonathan Majors' magazine Dreams. Wasn't really widely distributed. I don't even think it made $1 million worldwide, and that's because the company buried this film because of Jonathan Majors' many legal troubles. This was filmed a couple years ago when he was really becoming one of the hot names in Hollywood, and it was going to be a vehicle for Jonathan Majors to be an Oscar contender. And I'll be honest, this is an Oscar contender type of film that will never see the light of day and we'll never hear another thing about it. But boy, what a powerhouse performance by Jonathan Majors. What an interesting piece of art, and something I look forward to looking and seeing in the next couple months when it comes out on streaming. Jonathan Majors' Magazine Dreams is my number 4 movie so far of the year. Number 3, Black Bag. Black Bag came and went. It failed at the box office, which is such a shame. This is such a wonderful espionage, will they or won't they, husband and wife tag team kind of action thriller. I mean, it stars Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. It's got an incredible premise. It looks great. It's exciting. The action is great, and it just bombed like nobody's business, which is too bad because I really enjoyed the film. It was great from beginning to end. A solid piece of filmmaking. Black Bag, my number 3 film of the year. Now, the next 2, I believe, will likely make my top 10 of the year at the end of the year, unless 10 films come out in the next 6 months that just blow my mind, which is always possible, especially in that November, December when all the Oscar pieces are coming out, which I absolutely love. So, number 2, I got to see it at a Screen Unseen a couple weeks ago, and that maybe a month ago, but Bring Her Back. This movie shook me. It reminded me a lot. It is not, but it reminded me a lot of Hereditary. And Hereditary is one of the most unsettling and scary and well-performed horror films of all time. Bring Her Back is not that, but it is so good. It's well written. It's got this sense of dread. It's very unsettling. It's got a little body horror. It's a really, really excellent horror piece. I loved it from beginning to end. Bring Her Back. See it when it comes to streaming. And of course, to nobody's surprise, my number 1 film so far of the year. It wasn't anywhere on my most anticipated that I filmed in December, January, earlier in the year. I will link that in the bottom of the description. But my favorite film so far of 2025 is Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Michael B. Jordan playing dual roles in this. This movie is so well shot and so well written and so well acted, it doesn't even need to be a horror spoiler or a vampire piece. This movie stands on its own. It's just an enjoyable movie. It's got some racial equality pieces to it. It's got some politics. It has relational issues before it even gets to the horror, and the horror is spectacular. Once it gets into the bar and the music, and oh man, it's a wonderful piece of art. It's well filmed, it's well acted, it's got a sweeping narrative. The IMAX is gorgeous, the music is wonderful, and it comes to a very satisfying conclusion, except the stinger. The stinger's ridiculous, but that's okay. It is by far my favorite film of the year, and I anticipate it being somewhere in my top 10 at the end of the year. So, those are my top films so far of 2025. I really hope I have a new favorite tomorrow night. We'll see. But how about you? What are your favorite films of 2025 so far? Are they different than mine? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? What do you think? What would you add? What would you subtract? Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about our love of movies. Comment down below if you like my channel, subscribe, put a like, share this video. Let's talk about movies because we love them here at Mark at the Movies.